if your goal at home right now is to make $100,000 next year, right? We know that that's your goal. You put it on your wall, put it on your mirror. That's fine. Now, what are you going to sell, or what product or service are you going to sell to reach that $100,000, right? So let's say you have let's say you got a $100 course or $100 service.
Right.
You need to sell 1,000 of those $100 courses or $100 products in order to make $100,000. Cool. That's easy. Now we need to sell 1,000 products. Now let's divide that 1,000 products by 12. So how many do you have to sell per month to reach 100K? You have to sell 83.3 of those products to reach 100K, right? So let's divide that by 4 to see how many we have to sell per week, right? So 20, right? So divide that by 7 to see how much you have to sell per day. That is 3. So now you only have to sell 3 products a day to reach 100K.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Melanin Money Show. And we got to acknowledge right now, it's a vibe.
It's a whole vibe.
The visuals is crispy.
The audio is super crispy.
I've been trying to tell Carter, man, like, listen, you got to come to Queen City and get this thing popping.
Yeah, man. No, we definitely got to do more in-person episodes, man. This setup is fire. I know people want to watch on YouTube about, yo, this is it. This is it. And you were trying to get me to come to Charlotte, man. Like, I might have to come out here a few times, you know. I mean, if the Queens want me here, then I'll come back.
So the Queens of the Queen City, hop in the DMs or leave a comment, right, underneath one of his posts so we can get more in-person episodes. Of course, Jacqueline can be here with us today, but we're going to hold it down and do what we do. So today, we thought how much 2022 has really been a rewarding year. I mean, we had 2 in-person shows this year so far.
Yes.
We didn't miss a beat at all with making sure we drop for y'all every single Wednesday and a lot of other just great stuff, right? And so what better way to close out the year and cap out the year if we give y'all some steps, some tactics, some strategies to be able to really take 2023 to the next level.
Yeah, man. So I love what we're doing here. Most people use December to kind of chill, relax, and recharge, which is needed, right? But why not implement these strategies so that you can supercharge your success for next year? So what we got for you all is 6 steps to earning 6 figures in 2023. So if you didn't earn 6 figures, 2023 is going to be your first 6-figure year by listening to this episode. If you did earn 6 figures,
right, you're
going to earn multi 6 figures next year by listening to the strategies in this episode. So I'm excited, man. I'm ready to get into it.
Absolutely. And the thing is, guys, like, it's not always about learning something revolutionary. It's sometimes being reminded about the things that you already need to do. So if you hear some of these things like, man, I know I should have been doing that. Like, let this be the year that you actually implement and take action on these things, right? Yeah. All right, cool. Let's jump into it. So the first one is making sure that you do a financial audit, right? So when I get new clients that come over to the firm, whether they're making $500,000 a year or $5 million a year, we all got to go through this process of doing an audit, right? It's like we can't know where we're going if we don't know where we've been, right? And so even with us, we're talking about offline, it's like we got to make sure that we're not forgetting about like these expenses and where our money is going and really paying attention, because the crazy part about it is most people think that you only want to scrutinize your finances when you're not making any money, right? It's like, I got to make sure that, like, you know, I'm not missing this or not doing that. Right. When you actually start making some money, you get a little bit more relaxed.
And get real loose.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Loose and
Man,
fast.
I can afford it, bro. It's another expense. But like, no, a financial audit is necessary whether you're making, like, again, less than 100,000 or more, because it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. So a financial audit, guys, is looking at expenses that you're currently incurring, especially going to the new year, because you had habits in January or things you did in January that you probably don't do anymore in December. So you got all these expenses that you're paying for, but do you actually need them going into the new year?
That's a fact. And we actually shout out one of the apps on like a previous episode. I think it's Rocket Money now. It used to be Truebill. Yeah, but like it's super easy. All you got to do is add that app. It'll sync to your bank accounts, the bank accounts that you want it to sync to, and it'll let you know about the subscriptions and recurring payments that you have coming out of your bank account.
And you can cancel through the app.
And you can cancel through the app.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Truebill, that's your last free shout out. You know what I'm saying? So this is right. So this is your chance to hop on board. Right. We're expecting all sponsorships in 2023. But yeah, get Truebill and then let that be kind of an easy way to start the process for doing an audit. Right.
Yeah. Did you have a story where you were paying? Tell the people. We're gonna be honest. We're gonna be transparent. Talk to them.
Yeah. So, back on my Queen City campaign, I used to stay in this really dope high rise downtown Charlotte, Carter. Might want to check it out. But because I was staying there, the place that we were at before, the house we had before, we kind of downsized. We didn't need as much stuff, right? Because we were in a high rise, and so I got a storage unit. And then we eventually moved to the place where we're at now, got everything out of the storage unit. And I just recently remembered that after 2 years of paying for this storage unit, right? Empty storage unit.
Hey, so you got everything out.
Yeah.
And then you just didn't hit the button on cancel.
Didn't hit the button on cancel.
So 24 months.
20. Yeah. Who's counting? Right?
The people know.
24 months. But by the way, that's a hack, right? So storage units, that's on my next list of investing, right? I need to invest in storage. That's probably like the lowest level of maintenance when it comes to real estate. Yeah,
right? Shout out to my daughter, Real Estate Mogul. He teaches how to invest in storage units. So I'll put you in contact with him so you can get some of that money.
Please.
Get on the right side of how things
Get on
work.
the right side of how things work, right?
It's crazy because you actually just helped me out this past weekend, right? So, we both have Amex cards and I had 1 month where I spent a lot of money on my Amex card. I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, GA, what can I do about it? He's like, bro, just turn the expense alerts on your Amex app. So every time that you spend money, the app will tell you, hey, you just had this charge. So I just paid for a hotel room. Recently, my team booked it and it was a nice hotel room. When I get to my room, I get the alert. I'm like, this is a nice room, but it ain't that nice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Long story short, they ended up overcharging me by $1,200 for the room by pricing it wrong. So because I had the alert on and expense audit, I was able to save $1,200 2 days ago.
Right. So guys, that's your homework. So we're big on homework assignments, right? Make sure that in order to make 2023 the best year yet, you do an audit. Audit your finances, audit your circle, right? Because we know that that's important, right? Make sure you audit who's around you and just really audit everywhere your money is going. Right? Every single place. What am I spending on? What are the debts that I have? Just do an audit and make sure that your money is going the right place. Right?
Facts.
Okay. So number 2, one that we both know and love is reverse engineering your financial goals for 2023. Right? And the big takeaway with this one is you don't want to just pick a revenue goal or income goal. You want to also identify and back into your activity goals. Right? Then that's going to be the true measure of how you're going to actually hit these goals.
Yeah, man, this is big for me. And I'm pulling my calculator right now so we can walk through an example with the people. So this will be my first year, 2023, actually picking a revenue goal and reverse engineering the activity to my revenue goal. And I'm super happy because I'm really confident that I'll be able to do it. Because before then I was like, I just want to make this amount of money and I hope it happens. But my mentor taught me the strategy of reverse engineering. So I'm gonna walk you all through exactly what we mean, that you can finish it off by giving some examples.
Okay.
So if your goal at home right now is to make $100,000 next year, right? We know that that's your goal. You put it on your wall, put it on your mirror, that's fine. Now, what are you going to sell or what product or service are you going to sell to reach that $100,000, right? So let's say you have let's say you got a $100 course or $100 service.
Right.
You need to sell 1,000 of those $100 courses or $100 products in order to make $100,000. Cool. That's easy. Now we need to sell 1,000 products. Now let's divide that 1,000 products by 12. So how many do you have to sell per month to reach 100K? You have to sell 83.3 of those products to reach 100K, right? So let's divide that by 4 to see how many we have to sell per week, right? So 20, right? So divide that by 7 to see how much you have to sell per day. That is 3. So now you only have to sell 3 products a day to reach 100K.
That's a fact, right? And so I saw this, I didn't say this before because we were talking offline, but I saw this hilarious meme that was basically what we just did, which is why we're going to give you the back half of how this makes sense. So this guy tweeted, he was like, these internet gurus talking about making 10K a month and all you need is 4 clients at 2,500, like math was the effing problem.
Yeah.
Right? So we wanted to give you the math to show you how simple it is, but on a tactical level, right now that you know how simple it is from a mathematical standpoint, it's like, okay, cool. Well, what are the activities that we're going to do to back in? Because we're not those internet gurus, right? We actually give you meat and potatoes. So in this example, if let's say you got if you DM 10 people on average, you get 3 people that like, yo, I want your product, right? So now you know if I gotta get 3 sales a day, sorry about that. If I gotta get 3 sales a day, that means every day my activity goal has to be 10. So instead of me focusing on selling 3, let me focus on my activity goal of DMing 10 people.
Yeah, I think the hidden gem of that is most people don't know what their close ratio is.
Right.
So what GA just described, if your close ratio is 30%, then if you have to do 10 outreaches, you'll close about 3 of them. So and then the activity can be broadened to see what's your favorite activity to do so. So if you don't want to DM 10 people, what if you go live, right? And what if you sell 1 product per live? You go live 3 times a day. 3 sales a day at $100 means you'll make $100,000 at the end of the year. You get to pick the activity, but the beautiful thing about this is that it makes your goals measurable. So now you have to focus on, is the 100K happening? All you have to focus on is, if I do this activity by math and by fact, I have to make 100K because I backdoored into the activity of how to make this money. 100%.
Because the other thing about not tracking it is you're never able to create a recipe, right? A repeatable, because a recipe is what? Something that you can repeat over and over and over again. And if you don't have a recipe, you can't scale, right? If I could walk into a Chick-fil-A tomorrow and say, I want a burger, and I walk into another one and say, Chick-fil-A couldn't scale because they don't have a repeatable process that anybody can plug into. What's up, guys? Congratulations on joining Team Black Wealth. But we'd be remiss if we didn't give you a uniform as an official player on the team. So head over to shop.melaninmoney.com and grab your official uniform for Wealth Builders Academy. We'll see y'all in practice.
Yeah. So when I had this is great, y'all, because again, I think what's so dope about this podcast episode is like, this worked for us. This worked for us recently. So I was taught to review my finances every quarter, because Fortune 500 companies do this. So I review my finances, and I was doing activities that didn't give me the results that I needed, right? So when I review my financial activities, it says, stop doing this and do more of that, and you'll make more money. So when I implement those in Q3 and Q4, I was able to almost 2x my revenue by stop doing the activities that didn't work, focus on the activities that did work, and my numbers were able to guide me to the right activity that was needed for me to hit my financial goals. So we need to be able to backdoor into our activities. Guys, if you do this in your business, it will revolutionize and change the way you do business forever.
That's a big fact. All right, guys, let's move to the third one. All right, the third one is, this is a really good one, right? Your never do this again list.
Oh, man.
Right? Your never do this again list. Now, why is this so important? Because so many people say they want a 6-figure business, multi-6-figure business, but you're doing minimum wage activities.
Oh, preach.
Right? You're doing minimum wage activities.
Well,
right? You have to be able to delegate these small tasks. That doesn't mean that they're bad tasks. It just means that you're the CEO, right? You're the owner of the business. You can't focus on those things in order for the business to grow, right?
Yeah, man. And I love it because I'm lazy. No, seriously, like, there's nothing more fun to me as a business owner than creating a list of things that I'm never going to do again. That doesn't mean it's not going to get done.
Right.
Just not by me.
Facts.
Right? Because if I want to make more revenue, I have to focus on revenue generating activities, and I have to stop focus on minimum wage activities. We didn't go into entrepreneurship to make minimum wage.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to challenge the audience to pick 10 things before 2023.
Right.
Identify these things in your business that are not making you money, that need to get done, but just not by you.
Facts.
And then create a never do again list for those 10 tasks. And here's the thing, Jay. Don't just create the list. Go ahead. Your last time doing it, record a video. Right? So use a software like Loom, use a software like Zoom, and record the video of you doing it. And it's so dope because you recording this video, go and assure that you never have to do this stuff again.
Because you have it documented.
Exactly.
Right? You cannot delegate what you do not document. Right? You cannot delegate. You know what I'm saying? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Saw sold separately. Don't you ever forget it. You know what I'm saying? Dude, if you cannot delegate what you don't document, right? You cannot, and as a visionary, you can't delegate what you can't articulate. So if you can't tell your team, like, hey, this is what I need from you, then you can't expect to be able to delegate those minimum wage tasks, right? So make sure you have a clear understanding of what it is you're trying to accomplish, which if you write down the list of 10, you gave them 10, right? 10. At least 10 things that you're never going to do again. Take it even a step further. Why do you never want to do those things again? Right? Why am I not the best person to do? Because sometimes you got to remind yourself, right? Nobody build like you design yourself. But like, you know what I'm saying? You got to remind yourself so that way when you almost revert back to just getting it done, man, this don't align, right? I can't do that. So ask yourself why on the list of 10 as well.
Yes,
okay,
that's good.
All right. So building your digital real estate portfolio in 2023. Talk about that a little bit.
I'm gonna get my bag here. So everybody always talks about, getting in, real estate game, like the actual physical real estate. And shout out to Ellie Talks Money, because we had a recent podcast episode with her that we launching soon, and she just hit hard about building your digital real estate, right? What does the digital real estate look like? And we're not talking about the metaverse. We're talking about building your brand online. So digital real estate is how much real estate are you taking up in your industry by building your brand? So, with Melanin Money, we have the YouTube channel, right? Building our digital empire there. We have our Instagram page, right? Over 30,000 followers. We're building our digital real estate there. We have a TikTok page. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. We're building our digital real estate, because going into the new year, into this world that we're in, whoever has the widest digital real estate and whoever has the widest reach, the biggest brand, that's who's going to be able to win in the world that we're leaning towards.
Big facts, right? Like, guys, listen, people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. Right. And if you are everywhere online, you ever heard somebody say, man, I feel like I've seen you somewhere. I feel like I've seen that before. Whether you realize it or not, that's creating trust, because if they have a choice to buy your product or someone else's product and they kind of feel like they've seen you a few more times than other product, they're going to buy your product. Right. And the thing you got to remember, like Carter was talking about, like, you can't worry about if my industry is so saturated or like so many people are doing it. Like I told y'all, the sauce is sold separately, right? We are wing connoisseurs. And when I say wings, I mean chicken wings. We ain't too, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I ain't ever too good for a good chicken wing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what city we in, like you best believe we go to that spot, it's not gonna stop us from going to the next spot tomorrow.
Facts.
Right? Like there's so many companies that do the exact same thing, but they have different ways of doing it. Right? And you can do the exact same thing. Right?
And I think one of the easiest ways or the best ways to build your digital real estate and build your brand is to be authentically you. Facts. Right? Like there's no new information on the internet today. Like there's no new information about like real estate, investing, stocks. The information is out there. It's just people want to learn it from you. Right. So, I don't care what industry that you're in, it's never too late to get into the game of building your brand and building your digital real estate. I don't care if you feel like your market is saturated. People want to learn from you. If you're talking about real estate, but you're a single mother, people might want to learn from your experiences because they think because I'm a single mother, I can't do it. They see you doing it. They're like, oh, you know what? I can do it. And I want to learn from somebody who I can relate to. So back to your know, like, and trust analogy, having digital real estate and having a good brand hits all of them. If they know you because they follow you, right? They trust you because you're in their ear every single day. And they like you because if they didn't, they would just unfollow you. So you're able to hit the know, like, and trust arm on all cylinders by building your brand, building your digital real estate, and really understanding the importance of that. Again, like you introduced me to the digital side. Yeah. And guys, listen, that's why it's so important to give you kind of like an addendum to this point. It's like about auditing your circle, right? It's because it's like, so when Carter, we first met, right? I was telling him about like, yo, bro, you got to get in this digital game. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that. Right. He's like, I ain't got time for that. I already got my firm. We winning. We good over here. I'm like, okay, bro, pandemic did just hit though. You know what I'm saying? A little extra revenue stream might not hurt. An extra $1,000. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't hurt. Right. And so, lo and behold, long story short, got into the game and then took off and ran with it. Right. So Carter is the play runner, right? If you give him a play, get out of the way. You know what I'm saying? If you give him a play, get out of the way because he's going to run you over if you're in the way. Right. So, the beautiful part about that is now that is a hat that I got a chance to take off, and he's now showing me stuff that I didn't even know about in the digital world, right? But that's why it's so important to be connected to the right people. And building your digital empire can be completely transformative for your business. Absolutely, man. Right. So let's move to the next point. All right. Focusing on second money instead of first money, right? I'll pick this up. It's a big one, right? Listen, amateurs make money on the front end. Pros make money on the back end. That part. What's going on, guys? My name is George Achampong.
I'm Jacqueline Shattuck.
And I'm Carter Cofield.
And we are the founders of Melanin Money. And the reason why we started Melanin Money is because we know that there's a great disparity when it comes to building wealth among people of color. We have a tremendous mission that we want you guys to join. right? Every single year, we want to help at least 1,000 people improve their net worth by $100,000, which will create $100 million of new Black wealth every single year.
Can you imagine $100 million of new Black wealth every year? As it stands right now, for every $1 that a white family has, a Black family has a mere 10 cents to match that dollar. We want to increase the wealth in the Black community so that we can have equal opportunities.
Simply put, we're about closing the wealth gap, and it starts with you.
So, see you inside. What's going on, guys? I'm George.
I'm Jacqueline.
And I'm Carter.
And we are your money mentors. But today we wanted to talk to you about a really special feature, Financial Flicks. Can you imagine an entire on-demand library of financial content across 3 main categories: wealth building, entrepreneurship, and personal finance, so that you can take your finances to the next level?
Guys, when you replace entertainment with education, your life will change forever. Imagine replacing 1 hour of Netflix with 1 hour of Financial Flicks. Imagine how much further that could take you to your financial destination. And we have the perfect library for you.
Yeah, so if you're ready to Financial Flicks and chill with us, to put more of your energy into education, then join us in the club. We can't wait to see you there.
See you there. Everybody's worried about just getting that quick bag, right? Getting the transaction, new customer, one and done. And here's an analogy, that I like to use. Now, granted, I'm married now, so it's not applicable to me, but the analogy still.
You push it on me, ain't you?
I'm putting it on you, right? Like anybody in any scenario technically could come up and have, a one night stand. That's your thing. You know what I'm saying? If that's your thing, right? Right scenario, you at the bar, she had a long day, you know what I'm saying? If that's your thing. I'm not promoting one night stands, right? But if that's your thing, anybody can have that day. The question is she going to call you back? Is she going to call you back? You know what I'm saying? We don't get to too many details on this analogy, but is she going to call you back?
Yeah.
Right?
And one thing that we do know in business and in relationships, the most expensive thing you can do is to try to get a new customer.
That's a whole fact.
Right?
That's
right?
a whole fact.
So your analogy, if she don't call you back, you got to go back to the bar. You got to go back on another date, spend $200, $300, $400, right? To acquire a new customer. Instead of worrying about that, why not nurture the customer that you already have?
Come on, somebody.
I'm giving y'all business advice, and man, I'm giving you relationship advice. Right? Why not nurture the person you already have, or nurture the customer you already have, and focus on getting that one-time customer to become a lifetime customer. That's why you're married.
Exactly. Boom. Shout out to match. You know what I'm saying? So guys, it's the same way in business. Stop trying to focus on the transaction. How can I increase the lifetime value of a customer? So for example, like what Carter got on right now is a brand we both love, right? Yeah. Speaking of running the play. Right. So I got it, came out to LA to visit him. Like,
what you got on?
You know what I'm saying? He's like, put that in, you know what I'm saying? He's like, what you got on? And then saw it. Next thing I know, boom. You know what I'm saying? They need to sponsor my man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so but
endorsement loading.
That's a fact. Hey, you can sponsor this too. But to that end, right? Why though? Why is because they focused on delivering a high quality product that they knew that if I could just get it in my customers' hands, they're going to come back. And you got to ask yourself, am I building something just to be able to sell something? Or am I building something that people are craving for and they want to come back for more?
Yeah, yeah.
Because what's the stat that you gave me before?
Oh, yeah, man. I heard this crazy stat the other day and it really had me focused on second money right now, because the stat is that 70% of your customers decide if they're going to buy again from you within 72 hours.
72 hours.
So you have 3 days within that purchase to wow them or over deliver in some capacity, so before they make the decision if they're going to buy from you again or if they're never going to buy from you again. So what we need to do is, what does our customer experience look like, right? What's happening within those first 24 hours, 48, 72 hours? What are we doing to make sure that our customer has a good experience and that they will come by again?
Right.
Because each time your customer buys from you, it's costing you less, right? Again, Chick-fil-A might have to market to me a lot to get me to buy one time. But they ain't got to market to me again to buy another Chick-fil-A sandwich. They don't got to say nothing to me. I know when I want it. I'm mad when it's Sunday sometimes I can't get it. So I'm telling you all, if you focus on second money, the second, third, or fourth time the customer buys from you, you don't even have to advertise to them like that. You just might have to tell them one time, I got a new product, email, they boom, going to buy.
Because they already know, because it's quality, right? Focus on delivering a great quality product that your customers love and they keep coming back for more.
Yeah, before we go to the next one, my favorite quotes, shout out to Alex Good Energy, is if you over deliver, you'll be overcompensated.
That's a fact.
So I want to challenge you all. How can you over deliver in 2023 for your customers or your clients so they come back and they become repeat customers next year? Because peep game, if you just keep those same customers right? And you double your prices and you get them to buy again, you can go from 50K to 100K the next year without having to acquire a new customer. You can just double your prices, get them to buy again, and now you're at the 100K threshold without even having to market again.
Right. You know what that's called? It's called pricing power. Right. So Apple has, I don't know how many subscribers they have with Apple Music, right? They recently just went up a couple bucks on the Apple Music subscription.
Couldn't have told me.
Right. Who's going to unravel their Apple Music? Why? Because people value it. It's quality. Apple's just done a great job of creating an ecosystem of brands where it's like, there's no way that I'm going to like cancel it because it's $2 more or $3 more, whatever it is. Right. But you can only do that when you've created a quality product. Right. When a person can't fathom the idea of going out and trying to replace you. Right. Because there's a difference between loyalty, right, and convenience. If a store down the street from your house sells a product for a decent price, people are probably going to that store out of convenience. Loyalty is my barber used to be 10 minutes away. Now he's an hour across the way. I'm still going to him because I can't fathom trying to find a barber that's just as good as him. Loyalty is that my barber raised his prices in the middle of the pandemic and I still stuck with them. Right. So, but it has to be quality. Like the quintessential component of this is quality. Focus on quality product. You can double your prices, increase your prices at the very least. And you don't have to do anything else and make more money.
Facts.
Right. All right. So the next point is, all right, is this our last one?
That's number 6.
It's number 6.
Wow.
We're running through them. Identifying your net worth goals for 2023.
Yes, sir.
Right? Because a lot of people will identify revenue goals, right? But not oftentimes are we identifying the goals that are really going to help us build wealth, right? What is my savings target for the year? What is my investing target for the year? How much debt am I going to pay off or pay down? Because remember, net worth is assets minus liabilities. So if you chunk down some debt, then your net worth also goes up, right? So what are your goals for the year? Now, remember, as we're talking about goals here, there's only 3 things that can happen with a goal. You can either hit the target, miss the target, or exceed expectations. But if you don't have a measuring stick, you're just playing the guessing game, then you're hoping basically, and hope is not a strategy. So we want you guys to define and determine what are the net worth goals that you have for 2023. Because selfishly, we want to celebrate y'all.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because we know, have we talked about this before?
I think we did talk about it loosely so far.
On the
show.
Again, in 2023, we're coming out with the net worth awards, right? For future generating melanin millionaires. And the point is, we understand that we don't get rewarded for we get rewarded for everything else, right? Buying things, increases the money, increases the revenue, but nobody's giving us money for increasing our net worth, which is one of the biggest measuring sticks when it comes to building actual generational wealth. Facts. So, what does it look like to go from negative net worth to $25,000 in net worth to $100,000 to $500,000 to $1 million in net worth? So we want you to already be thinking about, what can I do, or what's my plan to increase my net worth? I want to have revenue goals of $100,000, but I might want to have a net worth goal of $10,000, $50,000, because I understand I have to pay off debt and I have to increase my equity as well. And we one thing we always talk about is building equity over just income.
That's a whole fact, guys. And so, guys, those are 6 easy, straightforward things that you guys can do to make 2023 like the best year ever, right? And I'm feeling kind of saucy and kind of special. You want any bonuses you want to give? Anything you want to give, like maybe like a 6B or just something additional as a bonus?
Yeah, man. I think that I don't think I hit on that point earlier hard enough. One thing that really changed my revenue is just understanding that I'm worth more and delivering a premium experience and really just increasing my prices. Because one thing I learned is that if you double your prices and half the customers leave,
you still make the same money.
You make the same money doing half the work. Right? But you can't sell anybody unless you're sold yourself. So before you go doubling your prices, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I providing a premium product or a premium experience? If you're not, go ahead and make some adjustments so that you can provide a premium product or a premium experience. Then you can double your prices. Now you're making more money with half the work. And now getting to that 100K, that 200K, 300K is so much easier.
That's a fact. And one thing that I want to really hammer home, we touched on a little bit earlier, is just like, what are you letting go of? Right? What are you being liberated from in 2023? Right? Like, make a list, start, stop, and continue. What are the things I gotta start doing that I know would help me get to that 6 figures? what are the things that I absolutely got to stop? We already told you about creating that list, right? Like, what are the things that I have to stop doing? And then what are the things that I am doing right now, right, that are pretty solid that I must continue? Because you can have an easy measuring stick to know what, going in 2023, I'm definitely going to start doing this. I'm definitely going to stop doing this. And I'm going to keep doing this. Because one of the mistakes that a lot of entrepreneurs make is that they will get results with something and they'll stop doing it.
Man, you preach to the choir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it worked, but I got excited. I want to do something different. Because entrepreneurs, we love to build.
Yeah, we love to create chaos, unnecessary chaos. One thing that my mentor told me, I told him I was doing something. I told him money I made from my project. He's like, Carter, why'd you stop? I was like, I don't know what to try this. He said, I was like, it's kind of boring. I feel like doing it. He said, don't get bored with it. Get paid with it. Right? Like, what are you doing? Don't get bored with it. Get paid with it. If it's working, is paying you money, keep doing it and keep getting paid. Period.
That's a fact. Like, business, yes, I'm big on passion and doing what you love. But sometimes it's just really a matter of X's and O's, right? If it was working, keeping doing it. Because here's the thing. If you try to only rely on passion, what's going to happen is in your business, you're going to put too much pressure on your passion, right? If you don't have an ability to just make money on demand strategically, it doesn't give you the ability to do the things you love. Because take this show, for example, right? We said for at least a year, right? We're going to show up every single week. Imagine if this is the only thing we did and we're like, yo, bro, like the sponsorship dollars ain't coming in yet, bro. Like it ain't hitting. You know what I'm saying? We would put too much pressure on that. We wouldn't be able to do things like a live show or, in live events, experience, right? Because we're putting too much pressure on the passion. So I want to hit on that because sometimes there's this narrative out there that you're supposed to love every aspect. But even for my sports lovers, right? The goal in the NBA is to win a championship. Everything else is just a part of the recipe. I got to do the practice, right? I got to do the skills training. I got to do the weight training. I got to go through regular season. I got to go through the playoffs. And then if I do all that well, I got a chance to win the championship.
Big facts. And entrepreneurship is very similar to sports. As we know, actually entrepreneurs are going to be the new athletes.
That's a fact.
And rappers, because we are actually making change and doing what we need to do to make an impact in our community. So it's huge, man. Right.
Shout out to the rappers that are, waking up and switching the narrative and talking about, investing in equity. But yeah, man, listen.
We on y'all heels.
Yeah, what you say?
I said we on their heels.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? What I always say, success is rented. And that shit is due daily.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all better pay y'all bill because we on y'all. But anyways, y'all, man, we appreciate y'all for tapping in to another episode of the Melanin Money Show. Man, don't forget, DM Carter, Queen City, Queens.
Yeah, if y'all enjoyed this episode and y'all enjoy us live in person, check out the YouTube channel. This video is crispy. Yeah. If y'all want to see us and the audio is good because we're actually sitting next to each other with our soundboards. If y'all want more of this, okay, comment below and DM me, and I'll make more trips to Queen City. I can't promise I'll move here, but I'll make more. I'll make more trips.
Or should we tell them the other alternative location, get them to vote on it, or we want to hold that close to the chest?
No, we can.
Okay, so here's the deal, right? So either if you had to pick, or where our in-person episodes would be, would you rather pick Dallas or Charlotte? Right? Which one is a better city?
Dallas is a vibe, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, Charlotte's a vibe too, though.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see what the people say.
Okay.
Right? So let us know in the comments, and also let us know anything else you would add to this list. It's like, man, this is a great list. This is what I'm adding to my 2023, goals list. Let us know what we missed. Drop it in the comments, and of course, share this episode with somebody if you think it's going to be valuable for them. Because if it was valuable for you and you're still listening, obviously it'll be valuable for somebody else. Hit that subscribe button if you're listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. If it's less than 5 stars, then don't leave it. Right? Shoot us a DM and say, yo, next time, if y'all do this, I might give you the 5. You know what I'm saying? But don't leave it if it's less than 5. But nah, man, we appreciate y'all.
Peace.